Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to run through the latest feature discovery series video dropped by the Microsoft Flight Simulator development team. This week they're talking through multiplayer. We're just going to run the video. I'll pop in and out with some comments, but here's an opportunity just to check out the latest development news in this title. So let's get straight into it.
Hi everyone, my name is Sebastian Bloch. I'm CEO at the Sobo Studio. Welcome to this new episode of the feature discovery series about multiplayer. First, I'll be going about how we created one shared world for the simmers to fly in. Then I'll be going over the ways you can engage in multiplayer, the different modes you can fly in and the different filters we have. And finally, I'll give you some technical details about how the servers function and how the online multiplayer works.
Great, looking forward to it.
Our goal with multiplayer was to provide users with a new experience that would bring all the pilots on the planet together in one shared.
I'm not going to butt in every 5 seconds, everybody, but just check out those graphics right there. I mean, it's hard not to get excited about those, is it? I mean, the lighting, just the detail at ground level, it's just absolutely sensational. But we've talked about that before. Let's carry on.
Online world. We wanted the experience to be to the power of Azure, which gives us multiple clusters of as many servers as needed to host all users. We have a robust solution that is instantly extremely scalable and enabled us to create all the features we wanted. For the multiplayer in Microsoft Flight Simulator, we create one shared world. The goal was to bring all the pilots together, whether they're flying in the real world and real world traffic, or whether they're flying virtually in the simulator. The experience is seamless. There's nothing to manage, nothing to configure. You don't have any game to create, any session to create, or anything to join. Also, to bring the real-world pilots together with the virtual pilots, you have real-world live air traffic, which is available. It is augmented by AI when required. That means that we have most, if not all, the airplanes which are flying in the world at one moment, which are in the simulator. And whenever a signal is lost, the AI will take over and continue flying that plane until data comes back online.
Okay, now straight away, a couple of interesting things here that have come through. First of all, we're getting a bit of a first look at the UI, and as you'd expect with a modern title, looking pretty clean up here, as you can see, pretty straightforward in that regard. But this is really interesting. So what they're saying is that you're going to have both real-world traffic that's flying in the world out there in real life integrated with flight simulator traffic, and how good is that? So no need probably at this stage for AI traffic programs by the sounds of it. Maybe for models and stuff like that you're probably going to need it. The other interesting aspect that they just mentioned is that if they lose signal with an external plane, a real world plane, then the AI, the internal game AI, are going to take over that aircraft and fly it through to its destination. I mean, that is pretty good. Let's continue on.
As this is one single world, we've enabled users to choose filters, which allows them to decide who they want to fly with and how they want to fly. The first mode is going to be what we call live players only. It is for all those of you who want to fly by the rules, who want to fly in a more strict space, respecting all the rules and all the ways how to fly. In this filter, you have to fly by real-time live weather. So it's exactly the weather which is outside. You have the option to enable real-time traffic. The reason for this chart to be on real-time is because everybody, in order to follow the same rules, needs to have the same time, same weather, same situation. Otherwise the rule would become different all of a sudden. And for the biggest number of players to be able to be together, there is one chart which is just live, and so everybody can just choose this one and enter into this world where everybody flies by the rules. Another mode is what we call all players. So that's a filter. When you turn this filter on, you just see everybody, and you can fly by whatever rules you want. You can
I'm just going to pause it up here. They've given us a bit of an insight there. So essentially you've got two options. One, you can fly in consistent conditions where everybody's under the same flying conditions. You've got to follow the rules, and I'll be interested to see how they actually police that, by the way. There's probably going to be a reporting system for people who are idiots. But then you've got, it seems like an open lobby, basically, where essentially you can do whatever you like, which is also a lot of fun. But as you can see here, another good in-depth look at some of the UI that's going to be available. And you can choose which multiplayer option you want. And it looks like off, which is group only, means that you can have basically similar to a private server, so you can fly as a group under your own conditions. Air traffic, you can select live traffic, so that's going to take real world traffic, AI only or off. And down here, weather and time, obviously live will be just taking the exact conditions at the particular location that you're flying at the time. You've got preset conditions, which is probably similar to in the existing simulators out there, which you can do like, clear and calm or stormy conditions or whatever. And then obviously custom. And over here is just an extension of that. This is pretty straightforward stuff that you see in existing simulators where you've got the day that you can choose which day, what the actual weather conditions are, that sort of stuff. And it looks like your flight planning up there in the runway. That's nice and easy. Just select the airport and what runway you're going to depart from. So, yeah, really interesting. And, like I say, I think that if you're going to have a rules-based, for example, live players where you've got to fly in accordance with the rules, how are you going to police it? So that's one thing that obviously in due course will be decided.
You can choose any weather, you can choose any time, any situation, online traffic or not, and you just see everybody. And in this mode, this is really made for those who don't want to follow any rules. They just want to fly around, try a new airplane, discover the world without following any routes or any regulations, and just fly around. That mode is perfect for that. It's super easy, you turn it on, and you're with also a lot of multiplayers, a lot of players online. Maybe you want to fly by certain rules, but not at live weather or live time, or maybe you just want to fly with a small group, or you want to do your own session and just fly crazy without any rules. You can basically create your own chart. It's what we call groups. You create a group, people join the group, so the creator of the group can choose what weather he wants, what time he wants. He basically sets the rules, and all the people who join follow the same rules. So this is really like a mini chart. This is like a mini session. It allows you to do whatever you want, but because you're the creator, only those who join your group will see you and will see what you did.
Wow, nice. I like it.
About the technology, so we've built multiple clusters around the world. So a cluster of servers is a place where we have in a data center, several servers which you connect to. When you launch the simulator, it automatically chooses the best location for you based on basically ping. So currently we have one running in Western Europe and one in Northern America. Based on ping, it's gonna select automatically the best one for you, but you can always manually choose one. For example, if you want to join specific players, or if you want to be with a group of people, then you can choose a specific server.
Nice.
So, because live air traffic can be tens of thousands of planes, multiplayer traffic can also be tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of planes, you will not see hundreds of thousands of planes when you fly. The servers automatically optimize the data they stream to you, and so for the live traffic, you will receive from the servers all the planes which are within 200 kilometers. And for the multiplayer traffic, you will receive also planes which are within 200 kilometers, but limited to the 50 closest planes. So if there's less than 50 planes within 200 kilometers, you will see all planes. If there's more than 50 planes around you, you will only receive from the server the 50 closest one. So this is to save bandwidth in a situation where there would be thousands of planes gathering in the same place, and which would be less than 200 kilometers away. To make sure you don't get too many planes sent and too much data, we limit to the 50 closest. So the server does this automatically to you. You're in one single shard, all the players are in that shard, all the planes are there, all the multiplayer traffic is there. It is like if the servers were automatically creating mini sessions for everybody who's around, make you join the session, and only send you what you need to see. What I just explained was the planes that the server sends you. But then there's the planes which you can display. So this is really something which is mostly depending on the performance of your machine. There's going to be a limit and a limiting distance to how far you're going to see each aircraft. And basically, based on your graphics setting, if you tune this down, you will see less planes, or you will see them closer to the camera. But the planes will always be there because the server sent them to you. So you can always enable an optional on-screen display of names, who is playing, of information. And you can see them on the radar, even if they are further away. If there's more planes than you can display in 3D, you will always see all the planes the server sent you on your radar. And finally, we have developed advanced technology to make sure the flying experience is smooth and you see all the planes flying very smoothly. And so we have a dead reckoning and interpolation which works pretty well, and all the planes are super smooth. And you're not going to see them disappearing or bouncing around. You're going to see them flying super smoothly in space, and this allows for a great and smooth multiplayer experience to fly together. If you're going to go explore in a group, this is perfect to have this seamless experience and not be annoyed by any online glitches or lag problems.
Okay, that is really interesting right there. So that's one of the biggest bugbears with flying multiplayer, and particularly FSX, etc., is the planes bugging in and out. So essentially what they've got is they've got technology that's going to basically smooth out your experience to ensure the load on your system is reduced, therefore giving you the best and smoothest experience while you're out there in a multiplayer environment. So what they're saying is you can turn down your graphics settings, which will mean that you'll see less aircraft around you. They'll still be there, but you won't actually see a visual representation of them. You only see the ones very close to you. They also mentioned that you'll only be able to see aircraft within a 200 nautical mile radius, up to a maximum of 50 aircraft. So once again, implementing technology that's going to reduce the load and ensure that any aircraft you do see will be nice and smooth. There's none of that jittering anymore, so that should allow you to fly in formation, etc., if you're just messing around, or if you're doing sort of military type operations, or if you're deciding just to fly. Some of those maneuvers I've seen in there are pretty dodgy, but obviously, having a bit of fun. So, one thing they haven't mentioned so far, and I can see the video is just about to end down there, a couple of things that I'm going to be really interested in seeing is, number one, how can you communicate with each other in the multiplayer environment, and the other one is how does this integrate into VATSIM and all those sorts of add-on ATC environments. So really interesting. But I do like the look of what they've done there in multiplayer. I like the customization that you've got available, and also the fact that you can do everything from like a private lobby group right through to flying with absolutely everybody, including real world pilots. And so that's pretty innovative. I like it. I mean, the proof of the pudding will be in the eating. Obviously, they've taken a sort of a VATSIM type approach where they're going to have local servers that you can connect to give yourself the best opportunity for a smooth experience. So that's all pretty straightforward. So all good. Let's just finish off the rest of this video.
Thank you for listening, and see you all soon in the multiplayer of Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Okay, well there we go, thank you. So yes, another addition to the development series right there from Microsoft Simulator, and as everything gets released, you're getting more and more comfortable that this thing is actually going to be pretty tremendous. It was really great to see some of the UI in there, that was really interesting, but once again, it's hard to ignore the amazing graphics that you see every time these videos come out. I'm just really excited to see how this will play out on a range of different systems, and that's exactly what they're testing at the moment. So multiplayer, heaps of options there, and I'm sure, hopefully that connection experience is going to make it really easy for people to get involved and fly with their mates and with other people. So far so good. So there we go, everybody. Multiplayer for Microsoft Flight Simulator, looking good. Let me know down in the comments what you think. If you do enjoy these videos, please smash the like button. Subscribe if you are new, and until next time, everybody, take it easy.